And before we go kick off and introduce the panelists, we're going to have a keynote from Lucas, Lucas Carné. Lucas is the founder. Where are you sitting, Lucas? There you are. Lucas is the founder and CEO of Privalia, which he co-founded and launched in Spain in 2006. Privalia is a leading online private sales club with market-leading positions in Spain, Italy, Brazil, and Mexico. It also owns Dress for Less, which is a German-based permanent outlet format that they bought earlier this year. Privalia has 8.5 million members, does 20,000 orders a day, has 1.4 million fans on Facebook, and I think is close to doing about 300 million euros of revenue for 2011. It's a fantastic achievement, Lucas. Congratulations, and I'll take it from here.
Thank you, Sonali. I'm going to share with you 15 learnings. Some of them are facts. Some of them are somehow vision. All of them are based on my own experience these last 5 years, and anyone can disagree on them. The first one is that people buy online, and people buy a lot online. People is willing to buy massive amounts of fashion, despite they cannot try them on, they cannot see the physical product, they cannot touch them. Demonstration is Privalia. We were non-existent 5 years ago. Now we deliver 20,000 orders, or the equivalent 60,000 products per day, in geographies where e-commerce for fashion was completely underdeveloped in 2005. And this applies not only to fashion, but to many other consumption categories. Second one is that the main businesses that have triggered and boosted e-commerce in recent years are business models based on 3 elements. One is push or flash sales. Second one is discount. And third one is brand. We have a very, very good example on what's taking place in the Spanish market, where right now, in 2011, according to Nielsen, 5.6% of the fashion apparel sales will happen online, and 40% of the online buyers will have bought at least one fashion product online this year. And if you look who did that, 80% of this business, which accounts for some million euros of revenues, 80% come from private clubs doing off-price fashion sales. Third learning is that Google is still the main source of traffic. And it's very, very important to find a customer acquisition model that is the less possible dependent on Google. And this may be another factor that have made these flash sales or subscription models also so successful these recent years. At the end, you pay once for the subscriber, but once you have paid for it, you have direct daily relationship with him, not paying Google anymore. The fourth is that, surprisingly, Facebook has become the second main source for acquiring traffic. It's incredible how micro-targeted display advertising in Facebook is working, and this is something that was completely unexpected 3 years ago. The fifth learning, the attractiveness to invest in underdeveloped digital markets. Why? 3 main reasons. First, there's no competition. Second, customers expect lower standards of service because they are not used to buy online. They have not been exposed to the best practice e-tailers. And third, and very important, customer acquisition cost is much cheaper. It can cost 3 to 5 times less to acquire an order or a visit in underdeveloped digital countries, like it was the case in Spain 6 years ago or in Brazil 3 years ago. Sixth learning. We experience and this is from the fashion industry perspective, an increasing convergence of the online world towards the distribution structure of the offline world. What does it mean? First, that all brands are going online. All brands are going online with a direct model, direct B2C model, and all of them with a global or at least regional approach. The second one is that brands are going to set a strategy, as they do offline, in terms of how much business they want to do in their own vertical channel versus the multi-brand channel. And they are going to push their own. And that's bad news in general for the multi-brand, because only the bigger and better ones will have access to good deals. Seventh, consumers evolve very, very, very quickly. In our case, we have seen how they have penetrated e-commerce driven by price and impulse, but they are migrating very fast to convenience, valuing more the availability and the broad product selection, and also moving towards service, quality of service. That will force many retailers to own the stock. You know that many companies like Privalia have grown in a consignment model, not taking risk of inventory. This is changing, and this is changing very rapidly. And second thing, this will move sales from the current flash sales model to other permanent catalog models, the more traditional models where clients can shop based on convenience, what they want, when they want. Eighth, only good brands and good products maintain traffic and conversion rates. So it's not about having anything in the web, it's every time about having the best products, and this is again favoring big players, which are the ones that will have the possibility to close agreements with big brands that will have also their own strategy on the internet. Ninth, growth brings a lot of complexity. Delivering more than 1,000 products per day with a manual warehouse becomes inefficient. Sending more than 2,000 daily emails to the inbox becomes a headache. And you can apply this to any single process of the business. So as you grow, complexity grows, you face ineconomies of scale, and it becomes very, very expensive. And you can only pay this back by being big and by economies of scale. This also will favor big players. 10th, in this situation, raising capital becomes critical. This should be in the agenda of any CEO of an e-commerce company. And why? Well, because if you grow, you increase complexity, you need to invest in infrastructure, you need to invest in know-how, but more important, when a business model works, you will face, and moreover in the internet, very, very fast competition, and competition will drive gross margins down. 11th, social commerce is a reality. This is something very, very unexpected, not 3 years ago, probably 1.5 years ago. But just to give you an idea, Privalia is doing about 20% of the sales on one flash sale event in pre-opening campaigns at Facebook, only for fans. Not only that, we have a customer service page in Facebook. We are migrating most of the volume of our tickets for customer service into our Facebook application. And the cost of contact or cost per order of service has same levels already as phone or email. Mobile commerce, this is also a reality, and this is growing every month. In Spain, for example, we were doing zero business in mobile 9 months ago. Now it's about 10%, but Sundays we do up to 20% on the mobile iPhone and Android application. 13th, multi-channel will be an advantage for traditional fashion retailers. We have an example which is Inditex Group, Zara.com, for example. Zara allows their customers to deliver their online orders in the shops. They can return the products in the shop. They have cross-channel promotions, etc., etc., etc. They use both channels to drive traffic to the other. So for the traditional offline fashion retailers that play hard and well in the online channel, this is going to be an advantage. Local focus can also be an advantage. Sourcing locally, adapting to local taste, doing local merchandising. This is good, and if you look what happens at a local basis, most of number 1 or 2 fashion players are local players or global players like Privalia with a 100% local approach. If you want to build a company from 0 to 80 million euros of annual revenues, local approach can make a difference. And last one, the vertical specialist will have, at least that's taking place right now, and we believe that this will take place in the future, an advantage over generalist marketplaces. And you can see, for example, Amazon that has launched My Habit in US or have made acquisitions both in the full price or off price, like Buy VIP in Europe or Zappos in the US. And from here, everybody will make their choice, and the future will tell us what's going to be the winning strategy. Thank you.